This video includes material of an adult's nature. There'll be a heck of a lot of swearing, and we'll be drinking a heck of a lot of alcohol. That means if you're a child, go to bed, go! Viewer discretion is advised. This is a Sadakolada. Now, I didn't say pina colada, no. This is a more adult version of the pina colada, I would say. It's more refreshing, it's lighter, it doesn't have that cloying sweetness that sometimes pina coladas can have. So if you really like the tropical flavors in a pina colada but don't want all that sweetness, I think you're really going to like this. And it's also named in homage of Sadako, a vengeful young woman that we will meet in today's discussion of Ringu. Now, welcome to Morbid Mixology. I am Catherine. I am the mistress of mixology. I drink and I know things. On this channel, we like to talk about a morbid, spooky topic and make a drink as an homage. So if you like the spooky and the boozy, please stick around. As I said, we're going to talk about Ringu, which is the 1998 Japanese classic horror film. And it features one of the most fiendish, most diabolical methods of murder ever filmed. What is this method? I'll show you. A VHS tape. Now I realize some of you may be a little young, so you may not know what this is, so we'll go into that. Now, this was something we used to record video and play it back. Usually you could buy it at the store. You could do it pre-recorded where it was nicely labeled and had movies and TV on there. You could also rent it from Blockbuster, where you could forget it for weeks on time on your side table and then pay exorbitant fees for late fees. Or you can buy your own blank tapes to use at home, where you'll make really bad copies of shit you wanted to see off TV. So, if Mom wanted to see the Carpenter's Christmas special, you could put it on there. Now, this was the machine we used to play these. This is a VCR. You see this doggy door here? That's where you put the tape. So what you would do is you would put the tape in the VCR, you would push play, and then what would probably happen is the machine would then proceed to eat the tape. And then you would spend the next hour of your life extricating the tape from the VCR, and then rolling it back into the tape recorder. Using these stupid little nubbies here, you take a fucking pencil and roll it back, and hope that you haven't wrecked it. And of course, if it was a Blockbuster tape, you'd simply put it back in its container and return it and pretend it had always been like that. So, why is this so fiendish? Obviously, if you look at it, it's nothing much to look at, right? If you yeet it at somebody, it's not going to hurt. They're just going to annoy them. You put it on the ground and hope they trip, but that's pretty dumb too. This is fiendish because it plays on two of mankind's greatest foibles. Yes, their curiosity and stupidity. So in our story, we start with 4 teenagers who go on a little break together up to a cabin. They decide to go get some videos to watch at the cabin. They find a blank tape, like this one. No label, no telling what's on here. You can't tell just by looking at it. Can't figure it out by osmosis. Who knows? They're curious. They bring it back and put it in, and no doubt they hoped it was something salacious. Maybe the long-lost Transformer sex tape, where they finally discover why they call him Optimus Prime. So instead of, robot sex, they discover a tape that's really kind of creepy. It's black and white. There's a woman who's brushing her hair. There's a mirror. There's some branches. There's a girl crawling out of a well in the ground. Nobody can make anything of this. After they watch it, the phone rings. And that's when they learned they are cursed. They are going to die in 7 days of watching the tape. Now, we push forward a little bit in the story, and we discover that those 4 teenagers have passed away. and they have passed away in very gruesome ways. They found the bodies with these awful visages of terror, just terrible looks on their faces. And everyone's like, well, they were young kids, you know, young and healthy. What could have possibly... One of them has an aunt investigative journalist / single mom. So she goes into Scooby-Doo mode, and she finds the rumors about the tape that you watch, you get the phone call, and you die in 7 days. So she heads off to the cabin where she finds the tape, and she watches it. Yeah. She has proof that, you know, there is a cursed tape out there that probably killed 4 teenagers, but instead she puts it in the VCR, gets the call, now she's dead in 7 days. Swell. Of course, it gets worse than that, too. She actually takes the tape with her, gives it to a friend who's going to help her. He watches it. Now he's on the countdown to death, too. Even worse, she takes the fucking tape home. You know, to the point where I told you she's a single mom? Yeah, her precious little adorable precocious kid puts the fucking tape in and watches it himself. Now he's gonna die. What the fuck? Mother of the fucking year. Look. There's a life lesson here for all of us here. And I want us to just take a moment and think about it. Do not touch cursed shit. Write this down. Do not touch cursed shit. Do not watch videos that are cursed. Do not drink from cursed ponds. Just don't. You're inviting in trouble. Watching this tape isn't just inviting in trouble. It's grabbing it by the hands and eloping to Vegas. Just don't do it, okay? So there are bodies dropping all over everywhere. And like I said, you know, curiosity and stupidity. There we go. This is all coming from a novel. A Japanese horror novel written by Koji Suzuki called Ring, appropriately. And there's also a 2002 remake, English language, starring Naomi Watts. Many of you may have seen it. It's something of a classic. And that director was able to really capture that same gloomy, ominous, deathly feeling that the original one was. And he did this by filming it in Seattle. Very appropriate. There are also a great many sequels to this book, because it's been very, very popular over the years. Now, I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, but it does center around our vengeful young girl we talked about earlier, Sadako. She is a wronged woman, and we all know that in horror movies, the wrong woman, yeah, she gets her revenge, and she does it really well. So I hope you'll watch the film and learn more. But I have talked too much. It is time for us to go to the bar, and I will teach you how to make your very own Sadakolada. So let's go. I'm not answering. Welcome to the bar. Yes, this is where all the magic takes place, and this is where you are going to learn how to make your own Sadakolada. To start, I have put 1 ounce of coconut cream. You can see it's pretty viscous and there's a lot to it here, so I went ahead and pre-poured that. Next, we are going to do 2 ounces of this Gakiken sake. Now this is very dry, it's very light. It'll make a really refreshing contrast to that very thick coconut flavor. I think you're really going to like it. Furthermore, it's about 30 proof, whereas rum is usually about 80, so there's actually less alcohol in this drink, if that's a thing you worry about. Next, we're going to use 1 ounce of pineapple juice. Again, that lovely tropical flavor. We're going to use 1/2 ounce of lime juice. The lime juice is very refreshing in this drink, so I definitely recommend it. And last but not least, our old friend Angostura bitters. We're going to drop in a couple drops of this. There we go. Alright, I have ice here in my shaker. Now, actually, one thing I like to do before I shake this drink, I like to give it a pre-stir because of that coconut cream. I like to emulsify that a little bit so that you don't end up with coconut clumps. There we go. Shaky time. Here we go. right. Ooh, that's gonna look good. Now, I have been chilling my glass here because I am a fancy bitch. We'll dump that out here. Get our strainer and give this deliciousness a pour. Oop, that's looking good. Now, this is a fancy drink. We have to top it with fancy things. So, I'm going to put in a bit of lime and, of course, a little umbrella. Isn't that cute? All right, we're going to try it for science. That is so refreshing, so light, delicate. It has none of that cloying quality of the pina colada. I think you really dig that. So that's it for Morbid Mixology. I thank you for coming today. Don't drink anything I wouldn't drink. I'll see you again next time. Bye.